Good morning again.
Good morning.
Catherine Ponder says, from the book, Open Your Mind to Receive, the word grow means to expand, to increase in size, or to develop towards maturity. She goes on to say that you have been given the gift of growth and expansion. It is a part of your heritage of unlimited good. But understanding the process of growth is important. You can more easily accept your good and expand more quickly. Everyone is growing towards maturity, though you may not know it. Once we have life, we will grow. And growth is necessary for us to come to know more of ourselves and more of that which we call God. Paul says, when I was a child, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, I also reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I gave up childish things. Growth is the process for moving from childhood to adulthood, and all the time maturing. For everything, there is a season. In each step of one's growth, there's a purpose and a reason under the sun. It cannot be rushed. If we rush, we never appreciate. The difference between someone who can appreciate good food and a hungry person is one just eats to fill a void, and the other one eats for satisfaction, to bring a sense of completeness. Life, as we live it, is the process of growth. We are all growing, whether we know it or not. We may not always act it, but we are growing. Your body grows with food. It may not add height, but it might add girth and size. Every mind grows. As soon as you take in a new thought or a new idea, the mind expands. We may not be consciously aware of the expansion, but we are expanding. We cannot help expand. One of the things that we teach here is that wherever we are, good is. I replace the word God with good, because that's where it comes from. Wherever we are, good is. For us to appreciate that, we have to open our minds and stop being childish in our approach to God or to good. For me to see more of God, I have to realize that I must release the things that I thought about God yesterday so that my mind could be open to receive more. Just examine yourself. You and I have been taught many things that were not true, but we believe. And every time we come to a new situation, we apply those untruths. And we walk away from the new situations believing that the new situation was the same as the old. The mind that we have, what we call consciousness, is our field or pasture or planting ground. What we think are like seeds that we plant in our individual soil. And every seed will grow up exactly what you choose to name it. In the scripture it says that a sower went forth to sow. And as he sowed, some fell on the roadway. Cars passed over the seed and men trampled on the seed. And it was destroyed. Every day, new thoughts, new ideas are coming into our minds. But in the main, we are so busy with other things that these wholesome and good thoughts get trampled out by other thoughts and beliefs that we hold to be true. For instance, there are some thoughts that we held of ourselves when we were children that we carry forward even to today. So sometimes we are standing before our good, that which is necessary for our growth. But because as children we condemned, we play that forward. So that good thought or good idea that we could use to help grow, what happens? Is destroyed by the negative connotations that we may have placed when we were little children. He says that some fell amongst the rocks. The rocks signify hardcore beliefs, unchangeable, crystallized. That will never happen in my lifetime. That is impossible. I can't do that. These are thoughts that are like rocks. That any good idea falls amongst will not get the nourishment and the support that they need to grow forward. It says that some fell amongst thorns. And the thorns grew up together with the seeds. And the thorns choked the young saplings. And they died. These are conditions where you know something is good, but you keep not believing and having a dual mind. You have a lot of negativity inside your mind, and when something good comes, immediately, before it can start to mature or grow even, it gets choked off. Who, me? We have thoughts about ourselves that persist with us. And although some of us believe that we are always doing forgiveness treatments, and meditating on God, our minds still do not allow good ideas to flourish. In other words, we destroy the good stuff that the universe provides for us. And then he says that some fell amongst the good soil and grew and yielded hundredfold. Many of us have hope for better days, but we never arrive at better days because our lives are perpetual wheels that turn, bringing the same thing every season. This is Christmas time coming up, and some of us have things. I don't have enough money. I never have enough money for Christmas. And you will prove at this Christmas that you never will have. Because whatever you believe to be, will be. See, the outside is a replication of what you believe individually. Your belief about Christmas and my belief about Christmas are two different beliefs. We may walk together, be born in the same house, but we have different experiences based on the seeds that we sow within. Isn't that nice? So, and then what we like to do is to compare our lives with others. We say, Kate, don't you notice around Christmas time you don't have any money? And Kate starts saying, oh yeah, that is true. Never thought about it before. But we like partners. So we could say what? It is true. It is a lie. One of the principles we teach is the power and value of thought. Whatsoever you think about, you will bring about. Your life is not predicated on what's happening around you. What is happening within will bring forth what's happening on the outside. Isn't Growth requires that we consciously seek to put aside old thoughts and old beliefs that work in a certain pattern that we don't like. But we've got to be consciously aware of these patterns that we have established to get rid of them. Just saying that I want to live a new life and not becoming aware that the work has to be done inside of you will not produce a new life. Because we have made some positive statements in our lives that don't come true. For positivity to reign, we have to release what? The negativity. Because we can't have two concepts operating in mind at the same time. You can't serve two masters at the same time. You can't plant a thorn and a good seed close together. The negative sometimes have more power than the positive, because we have embraced and reinforced the negative so many times that it becomes strong enough to wipe out the seeming good that might be available to us. Catherine Ponder, if you go to the bulletin, talks about 3 phases of planting. But before we get to them on the sheet, the farmer does not just say, I want a harvest of beans. He has a knowledge of what type of beans she wants. Nothing happens by chance. Nothing just happens. Everything happens justly. So the farmer selects and makes a choice. This is what I would like. So the farmer goes and buys the seeds according to what he hopes for. He does not buy he does not buy lemon seeds and expect beans. Some of us believe we could do what? Go against the law and get things to work out anyway. We're doing that daily. We break the law and expect things to go right. Anybody in here could testify. Want to come up? We are lawbreakers expecting the law to change on our behalf. So what we do is we believe that we could keep ourselves holy in certain aspects and expect wholeness in all the aspects of our life. So one of the second things that the farmer, he knows what he would like. He selects a particular piece of soil. He is careful. He studies the soil to see the kind of nutrients in the soil. And if he believes he does not have the right kind of nutrients, what does he do? He fertilizes. But even before that, he tills the soil. He gets rid of the stuff that would impede the growth and development of the seed. Amen. Isn't that nice? Yes. Do we do that? Do we do that? I want a job. I will just show up. Paul says to Timothy, study to show yourself approved unto God, a workman that is not ashamed. That what you do, you will find equal result for equal sowing. Practice means to till, to keep working, to be actively engaged in tilling your mind, releasing all the negative thoughts, beliefs, and patterns that restrict positive growth in your life. This is even before you put a seed in the ground. Preparation so that the seed could be welcomed in the good soil that you have prepared consciously. Don't look at your neighbor's field and plant your seed in your neighbor's field. That's what we like to do. We like to hope that somebody gives us a bag of beans. What you expect out of life, you have to put into life. And you have to prepare for it before you even plant the seed of hope. You with me? Mm-hmm. Make it sound familiar? Mm-hmm. You've heard that before? Yes. Thoughts become things? Yes. You've heard that, right? Yeah. And they don't become different kind of things. They become the same thing as the... Oh, you know? Yes. Isn't that nice? Yes. Wow, I came here this morning believing I'm going to tell you something new. And you're going to have some wows, no wows, just yes. Thoughts produce after their own kind. So if you look at your life and you are not maturing or growing or expanding, take a look at the thoughts you entertain. In fact, take a look at your entire mind. What does my mind look like? Is it free of guilt, bitterness, remorse, or is it full of love? When it's full of love, love is the attracting force that would make the seed grow. Because wherever there's love, it will unite quickly. Because one of the things that the seed does, as soon as you plant the seed, it becomes aware of the soil. And it begins to attract the elements of the soil that it requires. It rejects some and it takes what it needs to germinate. Hello now? Every seed does not take the same elements from the soil. Hello now? Some like nitrates, some like
phosphates.
Hello? You all went to school.
Phosphates. Phosphates?
Huh?
Phosphates?
Phosphates? What else? They don't know.
Chlorophyll.
Only the choir knows.
Chlorophyll.
And what?
Chlorophyll and all.
Chlorophyll and what else?
Nitrogen.
You taught biology in school.
Not me, it was Bianca.
But you understand what I'm saying. Every seed requires elements. So when you plant your thoughts, do you plant your thoughts with love? Oh God. Hello. Or do you plant it with resentment? Do you plant it just throwing it there and saying to yourself, if it comes, it comes. I don't care. You will care when it comes. Because it always comes at the time when you have a need to be fulfilled. Be careful how you plant your seeds and where you plant your seeds and what you expect or hope for from your seeds. Right? Then she says, the first phase of maturity is planting. Planting the idea of good in your thoughts and feelings. If you don't believe in the seed, if you don't believe in the idea, how can the idea believe in itself and produce what you would like? Because if you don't believe in it, you will not take care of it. Take your own life. If you don't believe in your life, you don't take care of it. Can anybody dispute that? Take a look at your life. If you care about your life, you will take care of every aspect of your life. You wouldn't throw your life into another's keeping. Hello now? That's what some of us do. We fall in love. And love is like taking a dive. Thank you for coming. Into you, Lord. And a good one is, I surrender. Woo. So we have chosen the seed. We have planted the seed. And some of us forget that we need to nourish the seed by encouraging other thoughts to come into our mind. New people. Hello now. When you want something good, it means that the old must pass away for the new to come. You can't hang around with non-planters and non-farmers when you are a farmer. You must be able to talk thoughts of growth and get from them ideas of how to multiply or make your crops better. Hello now. When you have a bad shoe, do you take it to a carpenter? No, you go to a shoemaker who has the expertise to help you. The mistake that some of us make is we hang out in the same conditions, in the same locations, with the same people, but we want good results. Well, if you didn't have it from hanging out with them yesterday, you're not going to have it today. If any man be in Christ, he's a new creation. The things of the past are gone. Behold, all things have become new. Newness requires change in everything. If you're not willing to change your mind, you can't change what you will have out of life. You keep getting the same thing. How many of us have had good ideas that never got anywhere? Hello now. Because we did not attract the right elements to help us. It's okay to have a best friend, but you should have a new one every day. Because wherever you are, your best friend is the person who is helping you to grow. What we believe that we should hold on to things and people. If they're not helping you grow, get a divorce. Move on. The beautiful thing about when we plant a seed, the seed does not know where it is. And every day it starts its journey forward. As it sends its root down, it feels the earth. And if there's a little stone, something in it says, find a new way. And it goes around the seed, around the stone. Hello now. It comes again, a bigger one. And it goes in a direction. Hello? Few days it sends a little shoot up that can be easily broken. But it has a purpose and an intent to become what it says inside of it. I will be that tree, and nothing can stop me. I will experience abundance in all good things, and there is no stock market to stop me, or no person to deter me from achieving what I know is possible within me. That's what the seed says. And the seed sends its little above the ground. And that morning, a tornado. Hello now. Wind, rain, man, gusting. And it does that. And you with your emotion look at, oh, I feel so sorry for it. It does not feel sorry for itself because it has a purpose. No emotion comes in. Its feelings are positive. I love myself the way I am, and I will grow in spite of the wind and the rain.
Amen.
And the storm subsides. And it rocks and comes back. And for the rest of its life, having practiced that bowing and coming back up, it will develop a pattern of existence to overcome the storms that it faces. Hello now.
Yes.
Is your soil capable of encouraging the good thoughts to grow? Hello now. Because good thoughts are passing through us right now. Can your mind hold and create an anchor for those seeds? Because if they don't have a good anchor, they will never take root. A good anchor is the state of your consciousness. What do you believe about life? What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about God? Do you believe that God is a vengeful God? That as soon as the storm comes, you will die? No! The storm is to lift me up, to make me prove that there's a greater power within me. Greater is that which is within me than that which is in the world. That is for me to prove my strength. So the seed must believe in itself. The seed must always know to everything there is a season. There's a time to be a seed, to be a sapling. Hello now. A time to get a little bigger and put branches on, and a time to be a full tree. I can't go from a seed to a big tree. I gotta have patience. Hello now. No instant tree. Hello now. How are we doing? Good. So our feelings about ourselves have to be good. The thought might be good, and if the feeling is not good, we have a mixture of what? Elements. Some destructive and some progressive. She says that we have to wait or prepare for the crop. That means we got to stay focused. That means every morning we got to go wet, add moisture. I don't know. We got to look to the sun and see and read the conditions of this seed. You know, when you go to the nursery, they give a little sticker and it says, put in shade and a little bit of sun.
Yeah.
Water every 7 days. We got to read the instructions. And not only read, you got to do what?
Follow.
Don't build a car from parts and then end up with 100 parts left, but the car is running. Every part is necessary for the fullness to be experienced. Hello now. And while you're waiting, you've got to see the harvest full. Your mind must be full of expectation and hope for the best. You can't get down with depression. Hello now. You can't go into dark spots in your mind. No, you've got to be upbeat. Woo! You got to talk about it. This harvest of beans is going to be the biggest set. Woo! I have never seen beans like that in my life. Although the manifestation has not come out yet, you have to imagine it and hold that imagined thought. Because if you don't believe in the seed can't believe in itself or believe in you. You got to wait with patience. You know what patience is? Huh? Standing around and doing nothing and allowing the universe to unfold according to the laws governing whatever you're doing. Oh no. You don't dig up the seed every morning. Root yet? No root. Put it back. Good. You don't go with flashlight in the night to see if it's coming up. And getting angry because the package says 3 days. 3 days is the whole day Friday, whole day Saturday, whole day Sunday. It's not like the resurrection of Jesus. Half a day on Sunday to early Sunday morning. No. 3 days mean 1 minute after midnight. Am I right? You don't know time. I try for you to help me, but you're shaking your head. Because you really don't know the time, how time is for. It starts with 1 minute after midnight, right? Yeah. That's when the new day starts, right? Yes. All right?
Yes.
I was going to say 1 second.
1 second after.
1 second after.
Till midnight, Sunday night. So then Monday morning, go look. If it ain't come up, something wrong with the seed. Something at the seed. But don't go Saturday. It says 3 days. 3 cycles complete. So most of us don't have patience. We get angry with life very quickly. We get frustrated. And when things don't go our way, we put ourselves, I am so stupid. And then we start to blame. People ever blame you for something that happened in their life? Huh? Mm-hmm. And you still around them? Till you get new friends. Get new helpmates. People to help you appreciate the qualities of life that you want to bring into your own life. So you wait patiently for everything to take place. And you also have to guard the seed. You know what guarding the seed is? Making sure that the what? The little bugs. Because all around you there are bugs. Called people. Who when you have a good idea, they try to tell you what? Don't try that, Susan, because, you know, so and so and so and so. And they tell you lies, because every excuse is a lie, right? Because they don't even know what they're talking about because they never planted anything in their life. But they know what's good for you. You ever met people like that?
Yeah.
Who know everything about you and what's good for you, what you should be doing with your life, and how your life should be going. Because right now, like, your life's not going. Then when you look at their life, you say, my God, how did I know this person? Well, I brought them into my life. And while the seed is changing in the ground, I too must change. That is very important. If I am not willing to change, I will not appreciate the changes that are coming in my life. Have you changed recently? Have you changed recently? Mm-hmm. I had somebody in my life years ago told me that they don't know who I am because I was always changing, and they haven't changed in 40 years. And they still haven't changed in nearly 80 years. And they will never change in 160 years. You see, you're laughing because I know my math. You're laughing. That is good. I hope you don't believe that I am doing anything wrong with you. Then it says the third stage is harvesting. If you expect plenty, don't go with small containers. You expect big, go with big. No. Open up your mind that the universe is what? Inexhaustible, immeasurable. And my demand on it is immeasurable. God, I don't want anything small. What will I do with that? I want it big. Because all that the Father has is mine. You remember the prodigal son when he returned home? And he started to say, well, just make me a servant. The father said, no, you are my son. You deserve all that I have. Don't think in terms of a small harvest. Why plant one seed? Fill your consciousness with thoughts of love and joy and production, and see the multiplication taking place right in front of your eyes as the harvest comes and the trees begin to bear. It says like the kingdom of heaven or the kingdom of consciousness is like a mustard seed, a very small seed that is planted and it grows into a big tree, and the birds from all over come to harvest. Hello now. Don't be selfish and plant one tree to get one bee for yourself for one meal. Another thing about the harvest is meant for everybody in your life. Hello now. This world we live in is not about selfishness. It's about what? Sharing your abundance, letting your light shine before men, that they would see God for what God is as multiplication and learn from you. If a doctor goes to med school and does not come back and practice healing and shares his techniques with other people, everybody will be sick. Your role is to share your harvest with others. What good do you have in your cupboard? Open your cupboard and share it with others. Don't shut your cupboard, padlock it, and walk away. It's going to rot. Because if you don't use it, you lose it. Don't keep the bags in a bag. Don't keep the seeds in a bag. And hope they will grow. Don't eat the seeds. And still want to crop. You got to plant. You got to water. You got to wait patiently. Not just wait for the sake of waiting. While you're waiting, go do something else. You know? As soon as you plant, you know that the laws of nature will take over. Your role is, from time to time, check in and make sure everything is okay. But don't get a chair, a rocking chair, and sit down and wait. No. Get a life. Start living. Start building a big barn. So that when the harvest comes, hello now, put stalls outside and hire people so they could sell the produce. Hello now. You're preparing for the harvest, and what the harvest will do to you, bring you joy and fulfillment. This is what opening up your mind is all about. When you open your mind to the possibility that you can be better than who you are or have a good harvest, then you open your mind to the right seeds that you can plant and the right things to do to aid in the harvest. First you till the soil. Get rid of as much of the debris as possible. Get rid of the big stones and dead roots, all that kind of stuff. Every valley shall be lifted. Every mountain bring down low. So you create a place in consciousness for these new ideas, these new thoughts to flourish, to grow without being impeded by the negative ones you had before. That's why most of us never change, because we love to serve two masters. We love to serve some negative ones, and then we try to add some positive ones. And then it's like having two pit bulls. Put them in a cage. One morning you get up and just found two tails. The war was so intense that they ate each other, because one cancels out the other. good thought mixed with a negative thought will cancel out each other. And in the end, when you're looking for the good harvest, you'll find it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Your mind is the soil that you sow. Your thoughts are the seeds you plant. Peace, joy, hate, sorrow, whatever comes up is the harvest you will reap. So if you want a good harvest, plant good thoughts. Nurture them with love. Alona. And encourage loving people in your life, not critical people. You know some people, what you plan that for? Why did you choose to plant it? You know, I have a better spot. How come you didn't tell me that before? Because that's all you do is criticize and condemn. You have people like that in your life? Every time you want to move forward, they criticize you. Hello now, it's time you tell them, get the hell out of my life. In other words, go to hell. Meaning go to the place that you will burn forever and I never see you again. You know, sometimes in the story about the seeds and the tears, don't focus on the negativity. Focus on the good harvest you expect. And when the harvest comes, separate what you don't want. But don't spend time concentrating, because some of us, we want a good life, but we celebrated the bad life we have now. When will I get out of this? We talk about it so much that it stays with us. If you don't talk about it, you don't know it's there eventually and it's gone. You ever notice that if you don't talk about it, it leaves you? Yeah. I don't know. Because when you speak about something, that means you're concentrating on it. If you write somebody about it and send an email, it's the same thing. Some of us believe we don't need to talk anymore. We send an email coming out of the same consciousness. Or text it. When I'm texting, the cops don't see me talking on the phone. So I don't get a ticket. But you become habitual and you will reap the products of your habit. If you break the law constantly, one day a police will show up, meaning an experience will show up. And that's harvest time. You may not go to jail, but the amount of money that you have to pay would be the same amount of money you would have needed to fix what you needed to fix. God bless you. God bless you.